traveling.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Sandhini Devi Dasi from New Jersey.
Hare Krishna, Sandhini Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. So as I was saying, Keshav Anand Prabhu, he is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Vikasa Swami Maharaj, and he has been visiting US. At present, he is in Alachua, traveling towards Miami, and he'll be there on the 6th Monday at Miami, and then Orlando on the 7th, and then he'll proceed to Dallas, then Seattle, then Los Angeles, and San Diego, and Silicon Valley. So he has a hectic program. We are very honored to have Keshav Anand Prabhu with us today. Keshav Anand Prabhu, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call, yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, could you please take over from here?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Accept my obeisances to all devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so yeah. So all devotees, please accept my obeisances, and thank you very much for listening to this lecture and giving me the opportunity to speak to you all. And today, I think it was an open topic, and I took this topic of Sargrahi and Bharvahi. These are two terms which are used by Lord Chaitanya in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he uses this word Sargrahi and also Bharvahi. So what this means, we are going to discuss about these two words, and in the process of discussing, we'll also understand. While discussing, we'll also come to know how we should advance in devotional life, because of course we all want to advance in devotional life. That is unquestionable. But how to do that? That is the question. And for that, we have to understand systematically what we are doing and why we are doing. So generally, we focus on what we are doing in devotion, in institution. But we also have to discuss why we are doing whatever we are doing. That's the point. And that will mark the difference between Sargrahi and Bharvahi. Okay, so let us discuss about these things. Sargrahi means essence, and Bhar means load, burden. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also has written one book, Dutt, Kaustubha, which is not translated in ISKCON. It's not translated in English, but so this book is a small book. It contains approximately 100 to 111 verses, and this book is one of the most important and most concise and precise book which is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself writes that I am writing this book for people, for devotees, to help them advance in devotional service. And he begins this book by this term, Sargrahi. And what he says, he quotes from one of the Smritis, which is Brahat Smriti, and first chapter, first section, 114th verse. This verse is also quoted by Madhvacharya in one of his books. And he quotes there, Kevalam Shastram Ashritte Na Kartavye Artha Nirnaya. That people who read scriptures, who take shelter of scriptures, but don't understand its purport and import. Yukti hina vicharena, and they follow scriptures simply without any understanding, any rationality, and without answering the question why. Dharma hani prajayate, they destroy the religious principles. And this is a very nice verse, a very revealing verse, because Because one may be following scriptures, but at the same time he can be adharmic. That's the point of this verse. So for example, so for example, Krishna says in Gita, 4 type of people come to him. We all know. That is distressed, artha, then artha-arthi, who are in need of money, then jigyasu, inquisitive, and the 4th is jnani, who has knowledge. And 4 type of people will never come to Krishna. That is foolish Muda, and then Krishna says Naradhama, who are fallen from the path of devotional service, who has left, and then Asura, demons. So all acharyas write in that commentary that these demons, why they don't surrender to Krishna? Because they have knowledge. That's why. The point with demons is, fools do not know Krishna is supreme, and that's why they don't come to Krishna. But demons are fully aware that Krishna is supreme. They have knowledge. For example, Hiranyakashipu knew that so Varadev was Vishnu. Hiranyaksha knew that these Vishnu, they wanted to kill Vishnu, but they were envious. All these demons, they are in full knowledge of the supremacy of Vishnu, but they want to kill him. So this is the point. So Krishna says 4 type of people come to him, and out of 4 type of people who come to him, the most dear to him is Jnani, who has knowledge of scriptures. But at the same time, 4 type of people who do not come to Krishna, the most dangerous is demon, because they have knowledge of scriptures. And this seems contradictory. Even demons have knowledge of scriptures, but they never come to Krishna. Even devotees have knowledge of scriptures, but they surrender to Krishna. So what makes a difference between a devotee and a demon? It's not reading scriptures. That's the idea. It is not only reading scriptures, because both of them are reading scriptures. Yeah, in fact, when Hiranyaksh was killed, and the queens of Hiranyaksh and his mother, so they were all distressed and lamenting and weeping. Hiranyakashipu came there and he gave a full lecture or a full seminar on soul, existence of soul. You can read Bhagavatam, it's there. That's quite funny. So, how is that? How does that work? I mean to say, he knows things, he knows scriptures, but then why is a demon? So by this we can understand, merely reading scriptures will not mark the difference between a demon and a devotee. A person can be reading Bhagavad Gita, he can be reading, and he can also be reading Bhagavatam, but at the same time, he might be a demon. That's the point. So, question is, what is the difference between a demon and a devotee? And we understood it's not only scriptures. It is kartavya artha nirnaya. That is what this verse says. That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. It is the sar. Devotees can understand the essence. Sar means essence. And if you take this word sar, S-A-R, and if you reverse it, so this word becomes R-A-S, that is ras. So devotees can understand the essence and they can experience the bliss, ras. But demons, even though they read scriptures, they cannot extract the essence of scriptures, and they simply are entangled in bhar. Bhar means burden. They carry the load and burden of scriptures like a beggar who is crowned, and he carries the load of the crown of a king. So the crown doesn't look good on the head of the beggar, because anyway he's a beggar, So he becomes an object to be laughed, so a person to be laughed upon, because because he is not qualified to put the crown. Similarly, demons, although they know scriptures, they become an object to be laughed upon because although they understand scriptures, they can't understand the essence. That's the point. And thus they cannot experience the bliss of devotion. So this is the point. If we are reading scriptures, we have to be careful to extract the essence and then apply that in our life. Merely reading scriptures does not necessarily mean that we are devotees. That's the idea. And sometimes we as devotees, we read scriptures, but we don't contemplate on it. We simply keep on reading scriptures. We simply keep on reading some verses, some lines. We don't contemplate. We don't think upon those. We don't try to understand how to apply those things in our life, and don't try to understand the essence. And thus we get a lot of information, but that very information will become the source of our destruction. It might. Because many people read scriptures. The more they read scriptures and they don't try to understand the essence, the more their chances of becoming egoistic, that I am knowledgeable. The more their chances of becoming confused because of contradictions in scriptures, and the more there are chances to actually offend other devotees who are having no knowledge of scriptures, who are new. And this can create havoc in spiritual life. And that is why this book, that Kaustubha, Bhaktivinoda Thakur begins with this word Sargrahi. And Krishna Consciousness Swami warns us, don't be like a donkey. And this word is used by also Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It is also used by Jagdanand Pandit in one of his book, Prem Vivarth. Again and again, my point is, again and again, all associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kavi Kanpun Das, Narari Chakravarti, all of them in their book, they are warning us, please, if you understand scriptures, try not to just read them, contemplate them, and extract their essence and apply in your life. So the next question is how to extract that essence. That's the question. And to do that, we need association of devotees. And that is why it is said that scriptures should be read in association of devotees, Bhagavat and Bhagavat. That's what Prabhupada says. You all know. To understand Bhagavat, we need Bhagavat, a person who has understood the scriptures. Why? Because we can read scriptures by ourselves, but that will not necessarily make us a devotee, as we discussed. We also might fall down by reading scriptures. We also might end up in irreligion. So that is why scriptures should be read in association of devotees. That's the point. Devotees are capable to extract the essence. Question is, why devotees are able to extract the essence? Because sar, and I told you, the opposite of sar is ras. S-A-R, you go from the last word, R-A-S, ras. Because devotees are bestowed upon by Krishna, His mercy, they can experience ras. And people who can experience bliss, they can extract the essence from the scriptures. And that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in one of his books, Jayadharma, that actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives quite a revealing so his realization, and even Bhakti Santa, and even Srila Prabhupada mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita that bliss will not come from books only. Actually, it is opposite. Books come from bliss. So books are manifested from the heart of devotees. People who experience bliss, they are capable of understanding the essence of scriptures. And it is very easy to understand. Just like, for example, you take a child. Suppose, so how many is old? Maybe 2-3 years old child. And if you show him a picture of a boy and a girl, And if you ask, who is this? The boy will answer, this is auntie, this is uncle. He is completely unable to understand that there's something else going on there. This boy and a girl, there is something else. There is something lust called in between them. He will not be able to understand. But a person who is having lust, and the same boy grows up after a certain time, after maturity, so he will experience lust in his heart automatically. I mean to say, so Paramatma, he will inspire lust in his heart after a particular age, and then he will be able to understand what's going on between a boy and a girl. Before that, no matter how much you try to make him understand, it is impossible for him to understand lust. So how that boy, after he grows up, he can interpret that painting, and he can understand what is actually the feeling in that painting. That painting doesn't speak about its feeling, but that boy, when he grows up, when he becomes youth, he will be able to interpret the feeling within that painting just by seeing it. Why? Because he's experiencing lust. Similarly, a devotee who is experiencing bliss, he can interpret the feelings within that scriptures, behind the words in that scripture. Just like that youth is able to interpret the feelings behind the painting in that painting. Similarly, a devotee can interpret the feelings behind the words of the scriptures, the emotions, the understanding, the attitude behind the words, and that will make a difference. And he will extract the essence from that, and then he will be able to convey this essence to other devotees. And by this we also learn that when we are preaching to other devotees, and we are in that platform of preaching to others, at that time we should keep in mind, all preachers should keep in mind, that we are not supposed to give information of scriptures. We are supposed to give sar, essence, because that will help them. And because that will mark the difference between a devotee and a demon, or that will mark a difference between an advanced devotee and a new devotee. Only that will help a devotee to advance in devotional life. It is duty of all preachers to actually read the scriptures, understand them, extract the essence, and then give to other devotees. You see, and especially this is a duty of brahmachari and a sannyasi. It is said in Dharma Shastras, the only duty of brahmachari and sannyasi is to give knowledge to other devotees, to other householders, and other new devotees as much as possible. This is the duty of acharya. It is said in Gautam Smriti, in first chapter, I think it's 20th verse somewhere. It says that an acharya, a guru, sannyasi, brahmachari, it is their duty to teach and to give knowledge as much as possible. So as much as possible, according to the level of the devotee who is listening, and according to his intellect, how much he can understand, he should try to give all the knowledge. And here knowledge means essence of the knowledge. So this is called sargrahi. So generally preachers are trapped. So when they preach, they are trapped in information. So generally when we become leaders in some groups or we preach, so what happens is, so we open books and we try to see all kind of information. In India we call it as masala. I don't know if you can understand or not. So we try to find some kind of masala, and then we have some points, and then points after points, and then we give a lecture, and that's finished. But that point system doesn't hit the point because it doesn't help others and it doesn't help yourself. And then people have small, so what do we say, acronyms? Yeah. So PPP, TTT, ABCD, something. It's okay. But the point is that we, as a preacher, as a leader, we should try to give them realization and not knowledge only. As a preacher, we should try to give wisdom and not just information. As a preacher, we should try to give them the essence and not try to burden them and load them with scriptures. And that we have to keep in mind, at least for ourselves as a preacher. We can understand from this very verse of Sargrahi and Bharvahi. So, this is one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let me just sum it up. This is one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada writes a purport to it. And this says, Shastrera marm na jani, adhyapana kare, gardar bhera pray jena, Shastravahi mare. This is excellent verse. Shastrera marma na jani. Anybody who doesn't understand the marm of Shastra, marm means essence or sar. Adhyapana kari, and he simply keeps on studying Shastras. What happens? Gardarvera prayajen. He is as good as a donkey. He is simply carrying the load of knowledge. So a donkey can carry the load of sandalwoods, but it will never be able to feel the smell and feel the aroma of the sandalwood. He will never be able to enjoy that. He's simply carrying the burden of sandalwood. Sandalwood is costly. Shastras are important. Scriptures are important. But simply carrying its load, it doesn't help us. So, like a donkey, Shastra Vahi Mare. That devotee who can't understand the essence, extract the sar, he will be like a donkey. And Shastra Vahi Mari, he will become Bharvahi. He will experience only burden, load, and he will die. So Mare means die. Die means slowly and steadily his life will become dry. He will not feel bliss in devotion, and he will become frustrated. And one day in his life, Srila Prabhupada says, one day he will think, my God, I'm stuck up in this Hare Krishna mantra, and this is a burden. It's a burden. But nevertheless, because I have taken a vow, let me just keep on continuing, and this is a part of life. So the point is, we don't advance in devotion. We lose enthusiasm. That's the point of Mare. Die. He will die. Die means his enthusiasm will die. So Srila Prabhupada says here in Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Prabhupada that people, that the life in devotion is enthusiasm. Without enthusiasm, he can be a devotee, but he's dead. So people lose enthusiasm as they grow in devotion, as they spend time in devotion more and more, and they don't focus on this point of extracting the essence. And once you lose enthusiasm, devotion is finished. Yeah. So in fact, in Nectar of Instruction, and that verse is there, Utsaha Nishchadaryat. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that enthusiasm is the life of devotion. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the only synonym of bhakti is utsaha. That's the synonym of bhakti. He gives it as a synonym of bhakti. So that's the crux of Sargrahi and Bharvahi. At least the definition part of it. Sargrahi, Bharvahi. So till now we have understood, fine, we have understood what is Sargrahi, who can extract the essence, and what is Bharvahi, he also who cannot extract the essence, who carries a load of scriptures. Both of them read scriptures. One is a devotee, Sargrahi. Bharvahi, he's a demon, or he's a devotee who is not advancing, who is stuck on one point, is simply going on reading. That is Sargrahi and Bharvahi. Now the next question comes. Also, we also discussed why Sargrahi can extract the essence, because he reads scriptures in association of devotees. Devotees can extract the essence and give it to us. Why devotees can extract the essence? Because they understand Sar. Why can they understand Sar? Because they experience Ras, bliss, by the mercy of Krishna, by their service attitude and by their sadhana, what they have done. And this is the understanding of Sargrahi and Bharvahi. Okay, now the next question is, after you have understood this, the next question is, why there are, so we have 3 types of Bharvahi and 3 types of Sargrahi. Now what do I mean by that? So first let us discuss 3 types of Bharvahi. 3 types of, in other words, 3 types of people who simply carry the load of scriptures and they don't understand the essence. Okay. So what are these 3 types of people? Now these 3 types of people are the first, second, third. And the first is Kapti. Kapti means, it's a Sanskrit word, and it means, so it means a hypocrite. Kapti is hypocrite. And hypocrite means people who are externally showing themselves to be a saint or a devotee or a spiritualist, but inside their heart, but within, they want to enjoy this material world. So within their heart, the goal is not to become a saint or a devotee. The goal is to be in the garb of a devotee or a saint and fulfill their own plans and own unfulfilled desires and wishes and exploit others. That's a Kapti. Okay. So this Kapti is the first type of Bharvahi. Of course, if this kind of person, a Kapti, who is a hypocrite, if he comes in some institution, like suppose ISKCON, if this kind of person comes, and he can show off of reading scriptures, he can be doing all those things, but at the same time, because his agendas and plans are something else, he is simply unable to understand the import and the sar of scriptures. And these type of people, this Kapti is also again divided into three categories. There are 3 types of Kapti. And what are those? So one is how can I say? Total Khanda. That means Purn Khanda, Ardha Khanda, and Artha Khanda. These are 3 types of Kapti. Now, so what that means? So I will repeat it. There are 3 types of Kapti, 3 types of hypocrite people. Purn Khanda. Khanda means break. Purn Khanda, who completely breaks. Second is Ardha Khanda, who breaks in half. And Artha Khanda, Arth means meaning, who breaks the earth, the meaning from the text. Now what that means is, Purn Khanda, the example of Purn Khanda is people like for example, people like maybe demons. They read scriptures, but within their heart, these demons, they have enviousness, they have selfishness, they have their own motives. They don't want to do devotion, but nevertheless, they read scriptures, but within their heart, they're envious of others and their plans for sense gratification. They have come to the institution to fulfill their own agenda and also harm other devotees. Even if it takes to harm other devotees to fulfill their plans, they will not hesitate in that. These are demons, or maybe atheistic people. These, oh yes, so in America we have so many atheistic institutions, and they also read Gita, and they pose as if they're very rational, and they say, okay, we have also read scriptures, and we have read scriptures more than any other people. They do their research, and there's so big institutions, atheistic institutions, so many people, and they do their meetings, and in those meetings they discuss all these Vedas, Shastras, Bible, Quran. They do everything, but at the same time, after discussing everything, the conclusion is there's no God. Purn Khanda. This is what is. They completely miss the entire point. Khanda means break. They completely break. They completely divide. Khanda means divide. They completely divide these scriptures from its goal. Goal is God. The only goal of scriptures is God, to understand God, and they completely miss the point. So that means Purn Khanda. These people are Purn Khanda. So this is the first type of kapti, hypocrite. The second type of kapti is Ardh Khanda. Ardh means half. Khanda means divide. Who divides scriptures into half, not fully. Now these people, example of these people are the Mayavadis, the followers of Shankaracharya. Now what they do is, they read scriptures, they accept God also. So unlike the first category of Purn Khanda, like demons and atheists, who read scriptures, but they miss the entire point, God and devotion and everything related to God. But so unlike them, these people who are Ardh Khanda, like Shankaracharya and Mayavadis, they read scriptures, they accept a divine power, infinite power, omniscient, all omnipresent, and inconceivable supreme power. They do that, but at the same time, they don't accept that you have to serve that power. According to Mayavadis, you have to become one with God. So they accept the conception of God, and that is why they are not complete Khanda, and they are not Purn Khanda. They don't divide scriptures completely. They don't take scriptures completely off the track. No God, no devotion. This is completely off the track. So you're not on the highway. You have completely missed the point. These people, Shankaracharya, Mayavadis, they are not completely off the track because they accept God, but they miss the point. And then they say, of service and devotion, they say we have to become one with God. So they miss half. They are half of the track. The first category, which is completely divided, which is completely off the track, Purn Khanda, Khand, Khanda, who is completely off the track, who divides scriptures completely, they reject God, they miss God and devotion. That's why they're complete off the track. Ardh Khanda, they're not complete off the track because they accept God, but they reject devotion because they want to become one with God. Yeah, they almost reject devotion. Yeah, devotion is out. So even if they accept devotion, it's not in the spirit of devotion. It's just a show off. Okay, fine, devotion is also okay, but ultimately we don't need to devote ourselves to God. We have to become one. So that is why they are half. They are half Khanda, Ardh Khanda. They accept God but miss devotion. That is what they call half Khanda. And they are also hypocrites, Mayavadis, because without devotion, you are a hypocrite. You are a kapti. You come to God for what? For becoming one with Him, for fulfilling your own selfish desires of becoming one with God. So that is why these people are also kept in kapti. These are second type of kapti. The third type of hypocrites is Arth Khanda, who divide the meaning from the text. Now this is quite interesting. Now these are also kapti, who divide the meaning. Who are these? Is there an example? These people are Karmakandi. Now, Karmakandi people, they read Vedas, the initial section of Vedas. They read that, and they remember verses, they remember shlokas, and they remember so many things. But at the same time, they don't understand the meaning. And to Karmakandis, meaning is not important actually. In the philosophy, meaning is not that important as repeating the text as it is with clear pronunciation of every syllable. That's what is important for them, for Karmakandis. So the pronunciation is important, and that is why if you go to Karmakandi Brahmanas, they're practicing Sanskrit, and they're practicing Shiksha, they're practicing how to pronounce nicely, exactly, and their mudras. Oh yeah, and so along with these mantras, they also have to do some mudras with their hand, some actions with the hand, and for them only mantra is important. Even if you don't understand, the process can be completed simply by repeating the mantras. To focus on meaning, that's not actually important. Sometimes to Karmakandis, to focus on mantra, to focus on the meaning of mantra, it is irrelevant. It is irrelevant. You do or not do, it doesn't matter. And that is why this is called Arth Khand. They divide the meaning from the text. They are interested in the meaning, and that is why they are called Karmakandi. For them, action is important. Action is only important thing, and not knowledge, not the meaning. So they are called Arth Khandi. And they are also Kaptis. They are third type of Kaptis. Why? They are third type of hypocrites. Why? Because all these Karmakandis, within their heart, they have the desire, their goal is heavenly planets. That's all. They want to enjoy. They simply want to enjoy in the name of being a saint, in the name of being a Brahmana, Goswami, or whatever, whatever it is. And we have experience in India. All these people, they are there. All these Karmakandis, so all on these tirthas, holy places, all these pandas are there. They're mostly all Karmakandis, and we all know their behavior and blah blah blah, whatever it is. So this is a Kapti. So first, so I was just telling you, if you have not forgotten, while we are discussing three types of Bharvahi, three types of people who carry the load of scriptures. And the first type of people I told, Kapti, hypocrite. And then I told there are three types of hypocrite. That is Purn Khanda, and the example for that is atheist, demons, and Ardh Khanda, that is, and the example for that is Shankaracharya, for followers of Shankaracharya, Mayavadis, and Arth Khanda, who divide the meaning, and the example of that is Karmakandi. So, what is the second type of Bharvahi? What is the second type of Bharvahi? So the second type of Bharvahi is Sampradaya Dveshi. Sampradaya Dveshi, these people are those people who hate Sampradaya, who hate coming in Sampradaya, who believe in being liberal, who believe in being open. Let's be open. Let's hear to all. Let's not restrict ourselves to a particular sect, to a particular institution, to a particular brand, and let's just simply do our own research. And after doing your own research, come to your own conclusions after an exhaustive research, and then that's good. According to Sampradaya Dveshi, these second category of Bharvahi are Sampradaya Dveshi. So what happens with these people? They listen to all saints, they read all scriptures, they don't take association of devotees, they don't take guidance, because for them, guidance means being sectarian. Guidance means being brainwashed by a particular person, a particular viewpoint, particular paradigm. That's how they take guidance as. But they never thought, that when they were child, they took guidance of their parents. Perhaps their parents were biased and their parents forced upon them their own viewpoint. And they never thought when they become young, they also took guidance from their friends, from the society. Perhaps they're biased and they're brainwashed by the views of society. They never thought that, and they accepted it as it is. And when they come to spiritual life, these people, they think, oh, that guru is brainwashing me. He has his own viewpoint. Well, it can happen that many gurus many fake gurus, they can impose upon you their own ideas and brainwash you. But at the same time, this doesn't mean that there are no people and no institutions, no saints who can lead you to a proper viewpoint, a proper understanding of scriptures. In fact, we discussed, without any guidance, without any association of wise people, even though we read scriptures, there's a lot of chances we can become a demon in hand. There's a lot of chances we can destroy religion. There's a lot of chances we can destroy ourselves and other devotees. So these people are called Sampradaya Doishi. The second type of Bharvahi, Sampradaya Doishi. They hate Sampradaya. Or in other words, they hate the concept of Sampradaya. These people, they don't want to take any Sampradaya. Why? Because they hate it. Why they hate it? So why they hate this sect or institution or some kind of particular guidance? Why? Because they're doishi. They're envious at heart. They don't want to surrender. They are egoistic. They want to search truth by themselves. And this is absolute foolishness. You can't do experiments with truth. You can't search truth by yourself. If you want to search, don't search truth. Search devotees. Search a wise person who can tell you the truth. That's a good idea. How can you search truth? How can you search something which you do not know? It's illogical. How can you know what you don't know? A journey in search of something which you don't know what you're going for. And then that you will never search. So this is foolishness. They are saying, so these people, they say, oh, we don't want to accept any sampradaya. We don't want to accept any sect. This is all bogus. I read so many books, and I am on a journey to research, to search for truth. But they're fools. They never thought that the thing which they are in search for, first of all, they do not know this thing. And if they do not know what they're searching for, how can they get that thing? It's simple. So don't search for truth. Search for a person who can tell you about that truth. That is good. And for that, we should know what are the qualities of a person, of a sect, of an institution which is bona fide and which is not bona fide. And all these directions are also given in scriptures. Scriptures do not force their viewpoint on anybody. They say, okay, fine. Tad vijnanartham saguru meva vigachet. When you want to know a reality, when you have a desire, athato brahma jigyasa, to know, okay, is there any something beyond this material world? Is there something spiritual? Then to know that spiritual, go to a person who knows that spiritual knowledge. And that's good. So search for devotee, not for truth. That's the idea. Who can tell you. And how to search for the devotee? Who is a devotee? All the symptoms are given in scriptures. So a devotee should so you're in search of some devotee, some wise saint. So he should have four qualities in him. So we have a lot of details in scriptures, but in summary, he should have four qualities. He should be knowledgeable, and then he should have realizations of that knowledge. He should be able also to remove doubts if we ask him questions. And fourth is, he should be following what he speaks. These are four things. And this makes sense. So any sampradaya, any sect which is having devotees who have these four things, it's well and good. You can associate with him, and you can take guidance from him, and you can know what is how to approach that truth. So second type of bharvahi, sampradaya doishi, who do not want to surrender, who do not want to enter into an institution and sect, who do not want to take guidance. They hate guidance. That's the point. And in the end, they read so many books, they become confused, and they die by the burden of their knowledge, the scriptures. And the third type of bharvahi is sampradaya asakt. So this type of bharvahi, sampradaya asakt, this person, these type of people, they are attached to sampradaya. So previous category, they hate coming under any sect, any institution, any guru or any person. These type of people are too much attached to their own sect, and then they offend, they speak against other sampradaya. That's the point. For example, if you are Krishna Conscious movement, so we come in ISKCON, and we think, and we start thinking that, only by ISKCON we can be pure devotees. All these other Vaishnav Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnav, Madhva, Vallabh, Nimbark, they can't become pure devotees. Only ISKCON has a prerogative by which we can become pure devotees. This is Sampradaya Asakt. You are attached to your own institution. Srila Prabhupada says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada warns us, only by coming in institution, only by coming in ISKCON, that doesn't guarantee that we will become pure devotee. It doesn't guarantee. So it's not that we come in ISKCON and then we become pure devotee. It's not that. You have to follow. That's all. If you don't follow the rules given by ISKCON, you don't attain anything. So the Sampradaya Asat people, they attach to, they identify with the institution so much so that they start hating others. They start demeaning other Sampradayas, and they think only they can attain God, pure devotion. They think they have the monopoly on spiritual world. That's the idea. So all these Gosais in Vrindavan, they speak against other Sampradayas and they fight with each other. This is all Sampradaya. So these people, if we are attached, the point is never be attached to the concept of institutionalization. Yeah, we are an institution, we are in a Sampradaya, but we also understand there are other Sampradayas and other people who are pure devotees, and not only in so-called Hinduism, in quotes, and also Christianity, Islam. There are good devotees. Of course, Chaitanya, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, he has given us the highest conception of pure devotion. That's another point. Everybody can be a pure devotee if they follow sincerely their own bona fide process. But in ISKCON, how ISKCON is special then from others? This is understanding. ISKCON is special because it can give highest conception of pure devotion. It can lead us to Madhurya Ras. That's what the idea is. It can lead us to the peak of pure devotion. All are pure devotees, but here Mahaprabhu is giving the highest summit, the highest understanding of pure devotion. That's how we should understand the things. So these people, Sampradaya Asat, we can be one of them. So these people are bharvahi. They don't understand the import of scriptures, and we can be one of them. We can fall in this category, Sampradaya Asat, and thus we can be bharvahi. These are the third type of category of bharvahi, and that can be real danger. That can be real danger. We can start thinking, okay, fine, I am ISKCON and I am initiated, and Prabhupada is founder Acharya, and thus I am a devotee, and I can become a pure devotee. No, there is a logical leap in this. I'm in ISKCON, I'm initiated, and Prabhupada is, we are fortunate to have Prabhupada. And therefore, I'll become pure devotee. There's a gap in this. You're missing one point there in between. I'm in ISKCON, I'm initiated, or I'm chanting, and I'm fortunate to have Prabhupada. The next step should be, not be that I'll become pure devotee. In between those 2 points, there's one more point. That if I follow the instructions of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, and the vows which I have taken at the time of initiation, then I will become pure devotee. And generally we miss that point. So Sampradaya Asakt people, they'll miss that point. They forget that point. And they become attached, fanatically attached to all these things. So fanatic attachment means in the attachment, they lose the sight of the goal. They lose the understanding of what they have to do. That's the idea. It's not bad to be attached to Srila Prabhupada. Of course, it's not bad. It's desired to be attached to ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. It is desired. But the point is, in that attachment, we should not forget that unless we don't follow what they are saying, we are not going to get perfect. We are not going to perfect our life. Simply attachment cannot lead us to perfection. That thing we should remember. We have to follow what they say. Srila Prabhupada says in so many of his letters, if you don't follow what I am saying, I can't do anything. What can I do? So Srila Prabhupada says, in one of his letters, that if I tell you don't use a razor very hard, or otherwise you will cut your cheeks or neck, but still you don't listen to me, and you use a razor very hard, it will cut you. That's all. By being attached to Prabhupada, then Prabhupada, so Prabhupada means by being attached to me, if you don't follow what I say, things will not work. Simply, only by. So Sampradaya Asakt means people who are attached to institution, to their rules and regulations, to their guru, or whatever, ABCD. But in the attachment, it's not bad to become attached. Keep in mind, it's good to be attached. But in the attachment, in the attachment, they lose the sight of the instructions of these people. They lose the sight of instructions. They forget that unless we don't follow what they're saying, we are not going to become pure devotees. Important is to follow what they say. And this is real attachment. In the attachment to all these things, they forget what is real attachment. A really attached person to Srila Prabhupada, he will follow his instructions. What is that attachment? What do you mean by attachment? If you say Jai Srila Prabhupada and you don't follow what he says, that is no attachment. So actually these people, Sampradaya Asakt people, they think they are attached, but actually they are not attached. They are not attached. That's the point. They are not attached because they have to follow the things. So these are three categories of Bharvahi: Kapti, Sampradaya Dveshi, Sampradaya Asakt. We can be in the third category of Sampradaya Asakt, that is us. We can be in that, and we have to be careful in that. And if you become a Bharvahi, then it's very dangerous. You simply carry the load of scriptures, and that load can kill us. Keep in mind. And the second type of devotees is Sargrahi, what we discussed. And Sargrahi means who extract the essence. And how does he extract the essence? With the help of a devotee who is experiencing bliss. So now this Sargrahi, there are three qualities of a Sargrahi. Three qualities of a Sargrahi. Now what are these three qualities of a Sargrahi? The three qualities of Sargrahi is that he's okay, fine. These three qualities of Sargrahi, I can make this into another question. What I mean is, how do we identify a Sargrahi? Let's repose this question like this. The three qualities of Sargrahi, what I mean is, and what I'm telling you is, how do we know that I am becoming a Sargrahi or not? How do we know that the person I'm talking to is he's Sargrahi or not? Now we told any person who is experiencing bliss, he will be able to extract the essence, the sar. But the point is, bliss is subjective. How do I know that the person I'm talking to, he can extract the essence? Because I can't see bliss in his heart. And he can also fake that bliss. For example, Sahijyas, they are expert in this. Gosais, they are expert in faking bliss. And then so many innocent people, they get fooled by them. So yeah, experiencing by bliss in their heart, they can extract the essence, but doesn't help us as a listener to identify them. So the point is, how do you identify a sargrahi objectively and not subjectively? Or also we have to understand, am I becoming a sargrahi? Because Maya can trick you. We can think, okay, I am becoming a sargrahi. I can understand the essence. We can think like that. But then who is there to confirm that you can understand the essence? Who is going to tell you? Krishna is going to tell you. And Maya can always tell you that, yes, you can understand things. Maya is ready. She can confuse you. So the question is, how do you identify sargrahi? What are the symptoms of sargrahi? In other words, so there are three symptoms of sargrahi. We all want to become sargrahi. I've talked about bharvahi, and we can be careful of that bharvahi, no burden, but we all want to become sargrahi. So this is very important for us. And sargrahi, the three symptoms of sargrahi, we keep in mind the first symptom of sargrahi is he is samanvaya pandit. As you understand the essence of scriptures, you will become samanvaya pandit. Pandit means pandit, everybody knows, intelligent. Samanvaya means harmonization. As you understand the essence of scriptures in association of devotees, what will happen? What will happen? The first thing which will happen, or a person who is understanding the essence, his symptoms will be, he will be able, or you will be able to harmonize contradictions in scriptures. So as you read scriptures, there are contradictions. Contradictions at same level, contradictions at higher levels. As you go higher, you will face contradictions. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, people who are irreligious, they criticize people who are religious. People who are religious, they criticize people who are doing devotion. People who are doing devotion, they criticize people who are doing Vedic Bhakti. People who are following Vedic Bhakti, they criticize those who are following Raganuga Bhakti. And people who are doing Raganuga Bhakti, they don't criticize anybody. So what do you do? What do you do? As you go higher on levels, even on levels of devotion, the people on lower level, they can't understand the higher level things. Because sometimes at higher levels, the understanding becomes contradictory. Sometimes it happens like that. So, Samanvaya Pandit means harmonization. The devotee, if he understands the essence, he can harmonize the instructions of scriptures. He has the ability to harmonize and then convey that to others. We have to keep this in mind. So, for example, Prabhupada says so many things at so many places. So, people get confused. So, if you are able to understand essence, the symptom would be you will be able to harmonize all instructions in one. That's the beauty of Sargrahi. His first symptom. Second symptom of Sargrahi is Sampradaya Grahi. Second symptom of Sargrahi is he accepts not only institution, not only Guru, but he also understands real acceptance, real attachment to Guru and institution is following the instructions. That is real attachment. That is real acceptance. That is called Sampradaya Grahi. This is next symptom of Sampradaya Grahi. And the third symptom of Sampradaya Grahi is Urdhvagami. Urdhvagami. Urdhva means going up. Urdh means up. Gami means going. Going up. Urdhvagami means a person who is understanding, who is capable of extracting the essence. He will know that he will never forget that my aim is love. My aim is love for God. My aim is to develop emotions for God, sentiments for God. My aim is to become attached to God. My aim is to experience love in separation, which is the gift of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's my aim. He will always be going up, up, up and up until unless he doesn't achieve his goal of love in separation. That is called Urdhvagami. He is never going down. He's always up. He's always enthusiastic. He's never wasting his time. He's always utilizing time to achieve his goal. Whatever he's doing, he's preaching, he's chanting, he's reading, he's making prasadam, but he doesn't forget all these things are there to help him achieve his goal of life, that is love and separation. We have to attain that goal anyhow, at any cost, by hook or crook. That's what Rupa Goswami says. Yena kena pi prakarena. This is a symptom of Sargrahi. 3 symptoms: Samanvaya Pandit, Sampradaya Grahi, and also Urdhvagami. Samanvaya Pandit means he is able to harmonize contradictions in scriptures. Sampradaya Grahi means he understands to accept institution or an acharya is real acceptance is to accept their instructions. And third is Urdhvagami. He never forgets his goal. He's always enthusiastic. The goal is love and separation. Whatever he does, he knows that is to help us attain that goal. And even chanting is to help us attain that goal. He never forgets that. He never loses that sight. This is what is Sargrahi. We all have to become Sargrahi and not Bharvahi. Be careful, devotees, that don't become Bharvahi. Don't just be burden yourself by points, by simply information of scriptures. That's good to have information, but don't just burden yourself. Extract wisdom from information. Extract realizations from knowledge. Extract the essence from the structure, from the text of scriptures. And how do you do that? Take association of devotees, good devotees, understand, utilize your time, and become Sargrahi. Achieve your goal of life, which is love of God. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for listening.
Hare Krishna, Keshav Prabhu, Pranam. Very, very enlightening lecture, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. It is great to have your association. So now I'll open the forum for any questions, comments, any further discussions. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Keshav Anand, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu, I have a question, Prabhu. You're saying, like it's mentioned, that we need to read the scriptures in association of devotees. Like if we have to do our own homework, we have to do our own understanding, right? We have to read ourselves also, right, Prabhu? First of all, we have to read multiple times ourselves also. So how do we understand that aspect, Prabhu? Reading ourselves and then getting clarifications from senior devotees.
Hare Krishna. Keshav Prabhu, are you there? Sorry, I think I lost him. I will connect back to Suresh Prabhu. Please give me.
Yeah. Sure, Prabhu.
So Prabhuji, you are back on the call, and I would request Suresh Prabhu to please repeat the question, because Prabhuji was not there on the call when you asked the question, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Suresh Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. First thing is, I want to send you an email, Prabhu. I will do that. And it was very nice, Prabhu, when you came to Charlotte. It was very inspiring, Prabhu, to hear to your lectures.
Okay.
It helped us to focus on our sadhana. Yeah, Prabhu, my question is, Prabhu, like mentioned that we have to read the scriptures in association of devotees, right, Prabhu? So how do I understand that I have to do my own homework, like I have to read myself, right, multiple times the scripture myself to. So how do we understand that aspect, Prabhu, when we have to do our own reading and reading?
No. So what is? So what's the exact question? I mean, I can't get that. I mean, so you are saying that we have to read an association of devotees. But when we read ourselves, then what that means, isn't it? That you are saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay. No. I know. Actually, an association of devotees also means. So when you are reading scriptures, so suppose if you are reading Bhagavatam and if you are reading purports of Srila Prabhupada, so that also so reading purports of Prabhupada, you are associating with Srila Prabhupada. That's the idea. So that is why it is said whenever you read any scripture, so that scripture should also be read along with commentaries. So we have commentary of Srila Prabhupada, purports of Srila Prabhupada. So association of devotees. So when you are in live association of devotees, that's very nice. Who can explain the text? Who can explain what Srila Prabhupada says? And when you are not in live association of devotees, in personal association of devotees, then reading book along with commentaries of Srila Prabhupada or any other acharya, that is also called association of devotees. So is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Are there any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a question on, you mentioned that we need to be sargrahis, that we need to understand the ras of the scriptures. One of the points you mentioned was that how do we know that we are actually feeling that ras? So can you explain a little bit? Maybe I missed in between, or how do we know on our own that we are getting the ras? How do we?
No. So in the end, I told that what are the symptoms of sargrahi? So the symptoms. So how do we know that we are extracting the essence and thereby experiencing the bliss? So how do we know that? So I told that there are 3 symptoms of sargrahi, and the 3 symptoms are if you are able to extract the essence in reality, and if it's really happening, if it is not illusion, if you're not just thinking that okay, fine, I understand everything. If it really is happening, then you will have 3 symptoms. And what are those 3 symptoms? Those 3 symptoms will be so we will become Samanvaya Pandit. So in other words, we will have capability to harmonize contradictions in scriptures. So, for example, Srila Prabhupada says so many things at so many places, people get confused. Or scripture says so many things at so many places, people get confused. They are very vast. So the first symptom would be you will have ability to harmonize various understandings at various levels and of various scriptures. That's the first point. The point is you will not get confused. That here it is said something, there it is said something. And the second symptom of sargrahi is sampradaya grahi. This means when we will have ability to extract essence, then what will happen? We'll become sampradaya grahi. We will understand that to be attached to any sampradaya or to take any guru or to become attached or to accept any guru or any institution really means to accept their instructions. Without accepting the instructions and following it, it has no meaning that I am attached to so and so or this institution. So really become attached to Srila Prabhupada means following his instructions as it is, as much as possible. That's the meaning. So that will be the second symptom of sargrahi. And the third symptom of sargrahi is urdhvagami. Urdhvagami means he will have focus on his goal. Goal mean, and the goal is our goal is love in separation. We have to reach that goal, what Mahaprabhu has given to give love in separation. So the devotee who can extract the essence, he is reading so many things. Like suppose, for example, Prabhupada is saying, you preach, okay, fine, we have to preach. But Sargrahi can understand, whatever preaching we are doing, it is to attain that gift of love and separation. We have to approach that. Prabhupada says, okay, scripture says chant Hare Krishna always. Okay, we are chanting. But while chanting, while doing all these things, we don't forget, ultimate thing is to reach our goal. So a devotee, Sargai, he doesn't lose the sight of the goal. If these three symptoms are coming, harmonizing contradictions, and then the understanding that rules and regulations, following rules and regulations is real attachment, and Urdhvami. And while doing all services, you don't forget the goal, because it is very easy to forget the goal while doing services. We become so much absorbed in service, we forget the goal. If this is happening, then you can understand that we are becoming Sargrahi. And then we will be able to experience real bliss. Because sometimes sometimes Maya tricks us. Okay, we understand Sar, and we are also experiencing bliss. So that's okay. That's a trick of Maya. That might not be Sar, that might be Asar. And that might not be bliss, that might be some reflection, faint reflection of real bliss. If these symptoms are there, then you can be sure that whatever bliss you are experiencing, that's real. That's real. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, even millions of tears, which are for Krishna, which are not real, they will wash away all your knowledge of scriptures. And much better than that is one drop of tear for Krishna, which is real, that drop of tear which is coming from your eyes along with these three symptoms of Sargrahi. Then Krishna will be pleased, and then we can be absolutely sure we are grasping the essence. That's what it is said. So did you understand?
Yes.
That's okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Are there any more questions or comments? So we can end the call here now. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, once again. Thank you so much for taking out your time. I know you were traveling and you parked your car just in some gas station to be on the call. Really thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, and also thank you to you, Prabhu, and all the devotees to give me an opportunity to serve you all. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Vansha kalpata.
It was very nice.
Titanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.